In this video, we will go over how to do the Darkest Shore Easter egg solo. We will also be talking about Pack-a-Punch, power, some round requirements, and the Ripsaw as well. For this whole Easter egg, try to keep the rounds as low as you possibly can. For your loadout, I recommend using the 9mm SAP, the N74 sticky grenades, frontline, with fully loaded, determination, and vicious. Starting off in the beach section, do not kill any zombies. You have to bunch them all up and take them over to the waterfall near Quick Revive. When they're all bunched up, quickly run over to the door and stand in this corner. After standing here for about 10 seconds, all of the zombies will despawn and you'll get the pop-up. And then the round 1 transition, you will have 24 zombies to get full points out of on round 1. So 3 shots to the leg and then your little melee. In the transition between round 1 and 2, go up to the U-boats area to turn on the first power. In the boat's pen, you will also have a few panels you need to hit with your sticky grenades. There's one here to the left of the power switch. There's here next to the staircase. There's one on the far side pillar to the left of the M1928 wall buy. And the last one in this bunch is outside in bunker 3 above the doorway. Head up the map and collect the saw blade here next to Pack-a-Punch. Continue heading up and turn on power in the artillery bunker and turn on the power switch and pick up the saw handle part. It has 3 spawns. It can be on these beds to the right of the power switch, here on this table to the right of the armor station, and on this table to the right of the melee perk machine. Then head down to the U-boat's power and build this saw, and you can obtain it for 2,500 points. You should have this done by the end of round 4. Now you need a zombie spine. To get a zombie spine with this version of the saw, you need to aim down sights and then attack, and while you're doing the animation, hold the interact button. You will get a spine. What you're looking for is one with a glowing red fuse. It is random if they glow or not, so just keep killing like this until you get one eventually. When you have a charged spine, place it at the Ripsaw table. You now need to get kills next to it, so just kill with your Ripsaw until it is fully charged. Interact with it and you can buy the upgraded Ripsaw for 500 points. A Pest Spine also works if you happen to be on a pest round. So now go outside and up towards the Pack-a-Punch area, and this is an upside down hanging body. You need to shoot the head with the Ripsaw and it will allow you to pick up the corpse head. Now we're going to hold off on this for a while. You should get Pack-a-Punch, Jack-in-the-Boxes, and all that stuff. To unlock Pack-a-Punch, you need to ride the mine carts on all 3 paths. The cart spawns up by Pack-a-Punch. Set the destination to the red location. Now riding the minecart, you will see a green battery. You can pick that up, and you will also see some bombers and a wall here. See if you can get the bomber to blow up that wall. If not, it's fine. Try again later in another round. This is how you unlock this secret altar room. Now at the beach, set the destination to the blue location and ride it again. Pick up that next battery. Now set the location to the green destination. Pick up that battery, and once you have all 3 of them, place them in the fuse boxes here, and Pack-a-Punch will open. At this point, you should also grab double tap. Also, while you're waiting, you can throw Semtexes at these boxes up near the artillery bunker. There's one here above the mystery box, there's one here above the M1941 wall buy, and there's one here above the fiery grass area. When you have double tap, full armor, Pack-a-Punch your pistol, Jack-in-the-Boxes, go ahead and place the corpse head in the U-boat's room. Basically, this is a lockdown. You need to take your time here. So get 10 kills next to the corpse head, and then once you get that 10th kill, you will officially be locked into this room. The floor will light on fire. You can tell a panel will start catching fire when it glows red. There are 3 valves around the map you need to hit. So get your kills to charge the door, then Straub will talk for a while. When he finishes talking and says Directive 16 at the end of his sentence, you need to start standing on this bridge in front of the trap. The floors will light on fire. Throw a Jack-in-the-Box far away and hit this first valve by the stairs. The fire should be off for a little bit, but while you're interacting with the fuse, the floor might catch on fire. If it does, just go through it and then run away as soon as you can once you're done with it. Once you're done with that valve, head over and camp next to the minecart. You are then going to listen to some hissing sounds. When you hear the hissing, that means the fire underneath a valve is about to shut off. So just camp here until you hear hissing. If you hear it to the left, that means it's that far one. If it's to the right, that means it's the one right next to you. Depending on where you hear the hissing is what valve you have to turn off. Anytime you hear the hissing, just throw a jack-in-a-box and turn off the valve. Once you hit all three, just interact with the door. Chill and watch the show. A Brenner will spawn in, so use your front line to recover any lost armor and just put him down. Now some planes will fly overhead. Head to the top bunker area and use this flak cannon to shoot down some planes and shoot this rock right here to release the first Son of Nerthus. Keep shooting down those planes. Sometimes a zombie might hit your flak cannon, so just face right at it and shoot it for a little bit, but keep shooting down those planes until you get the pop-up on your screen. Now make sure you have the secret room in the minecart open. Again, just make sure a bomber zombie actually blows up on that wall. So you're going to set the minecart so that it just goes back and forth from the beach to the Pack-a-Punch, so just the red and green destinations. Head to the beach and pick up the first Son of Nerthus and ride the minecart. To enter the secret area, just look at the hole in the wall and hold the interact button. When you enter this secret area, place the first Son of Nerthus into the door, and on the ground to the right, there is a monk's head. Pick it up, head to the freezer, and place the monk's head on the left stand. There are 2 other Sons of Nerthus to collect. Do not place all 3 in the door, but just get them ready. One Son of Nerthus is found in a rock, and the other is from a zombie spine. So for the rocks, there are 9 around the map you can shoot with the Ripsaw. The first one is here way high up above Quick Revive, under the bushes. The next one is on the right side of the beach cliffs above the concrete windows. The third one is on the bluffs right outside the armory station. Turn around, it's near some wood scaffolds. Next is above the SVT wallby near the wood scaffolds. Next is way high up above the WAF 28 wallby at the very top of the cliff. Next is in bunker 3 above the blue fuse panel. The next one is in the same cliff to the right in the middle elevation of the cliff. There's not really any other landmarks there. Next is on the cliff right above the Pack-a-Punch area. And the final one is in the bunkers area near the combat shotgun wallby above the pathway. One of them will drop a Son of Nerthus, so just take it to that secret door. The third Son of Nerthus is done by getting a charged zombie spine and giving it to the monk's head. If you do that, a friendly zombie will spawn, it will walk to the beach and bring out the third Son of Nerthus. Just leave it there. Now you have many options on what to do next. There is the artillery quest, the Wustling Spine, the Pest Spine, and the Meuchler Spine. We're going to start with the artillery quest. Yay! Interact with the right console in the freezer and this will spawn in a friendly bomber that you must escort to the top of the artillery bunker. Just throw your jack-in-the-boxes and use your front line to keep zombies off of them. When it reaches the top, it will place the Uberschnell in this slot where you can get some kills to charge the cannon. Now we need to get the radio. High up on the cliff above Electric Cherry, it looks like there's a crashed plane and there's also a radio. You need to shoot the Ripsaw at it to shoot it down and then pick it up. Now head to the bunkers area and pick up this radio part. Head to the artillery bunker area and to the right of the mystery box is the radio. Interact with it to spawn in the warships. Straub will talk for about 9 years and then make a Return of the Jedi reference. When that's done, you need to angle the cannon to shoot the ships. The left panel changes the elevation and the right panel changes the direction. Wait for the ships to stop moving and then set your angle. Here is a chart of all the ships' locations and their settings. Keep in mind the ships do actually fire cannons at you, so you will take some damage from it, but you know, it's not that big of a deal. Destroy the first one and then repeat for the second one. Once a whopping 2 ships are destroyed on solo, you are done with the artillery quest. Now we have the 3 spines. We're going to start with the Wustling Spine in this guide, but again, you can just do your Pest or Meuchler Spine, whichever one is most convenient to you. But to get a spine from any of these enemies, you need to sprint at an enemy and then with your Ripsaw use that melee button and then you will charge right at an enemy. If you kill it, you will be doing that digging animation, so just hold the interact button to get the spine. See if it's glowing. The Wustlings should glow purple, I honestly don't remember. Place it at the monk's head in the freezer and a friendly Wustling will spawn. You need to guide it around the map to the different perk stations in a specific order. If it stops following you, just shoot it to get it to follow you again. Keep one zombie and train around it as you slowly go up around the map. If one zombie starts targeting the Wustling, it should be fine for most of the step to just keep smacking at the Wustling. The first perk you need to get is the double damage perk. So guide the Wustling past Speed Cola. If he goes for Speed Cola, shoot him to get him back on track. Head up the hill and get the double damage perk. Now you need to get the melee perk, so take the Wustling off of this ledge in the bunkers area so he goes past stamina. If he still goes for it, just shoot him again, get him on that melee perk, and then take him back, and now you can get stamina. He should walk a lot faster now when he gets stamina, so just take him to the beach to get quick revive. When that is done, take your third Son of Nerthus and head into that secret room to open the door, and the 3 Meuchlers will be there. But if you did the Wustling step correctly and he went into that waterfall, they will auto despawn, and 3 Wustlings will spawn in instead, so just kill them quickly and then pick up the head they drop. Now we're going to do the Pest step. So for the Pest step, do that charge attack on a Pest, get a Spine, and it should glow yellow. Place it at the monk's head and you will get a friendly Pest that will spawn in. It will travel around the map and you need to do trick shots with the Ripsaw off of various color fuses. So make sure you opened all of those Semtex panels I told you to earlier. The Pest will first go to the U-boats area. The Pest in each area will cycle through various positions. So 2 positions it can be in here for this first one is the 2 positions closest to the blue panel over here. If it is there, stand on the opposite square and shoot the Ripsaw at the blue panel. It should hit the Pest and make a little electric explosion. The Pest will move on to the other side of the U-boat room. Wait for the Pest to stand in a position near the trap activation button. Stand 2 squares away from in front of that minecart destination switch and shoot the orange panel. It should hit the Pest, and again, it will do that explosion animation. Now it will move outside. Wait for the Pest to move through and past the doorway to the bluffs area. Stand up on top of the bunker and shoot this blue panel. If done correctly, it will move up to the artillery bunker. This is the hardest one for me personally, so wait for the Pest to get in this position by the mystery box. Don't shoot the Ripsaw yet, but get in your position and stand over by the artillery guns and corner yourself against these blue barrels. Once you see the Pest move over to the bunker doorway, shoot this yellow panel. If done correctly, it will move back to the U-boats area. When you see the Pest lined up on the bridge with the trap, stand by the Ripsaw table and shoot this orange panel. If done correctly, the Pest will die. Head to the secret altar room and you will enter a lockdown with a bunch of Pests that have a lot of health for some reason. So kill them all and pick up the head. Now we're going to work on the Meuchler. So you can force spawn Meuchlers. You need to wait for the end of a round with 1 zombie. Go to the altar room, and after a minute or so, a Meuchler will spawn in the ceiling. Shoot at it for a little bit, and then do a bunch of those charged attacks to do a kind of stun lock position on the Meuchler. Make sure you're holding that interact button every time you do that charge in case you kill it. When you do kill it, make sure you hold the interact button, and then the spine should be glowing green, and take it to the monk's head. Keep in mind, sometimes you're not always guaranteed a Meuchler Spine, so if you don't get a charged Meuchler Spine, another one will spawn shortly after, so just wait in the room again. But don't get too cocky, as after a while a bunch will spawn in, so you get maybe 1, 2, maybe 3 opportunities if you're good. But other than that, give the Meuchler Spine to the monk's head, and then a friendly Meuchler will spawn in, and a bunch of fog will roll in. A real Meuchler will also spawn in as well sometimes, so watch out for that. You are going to listen to the sound of a screaming Brenner. Look around the map, and when the sound gets louder, look around for the Meuchler. Think of this like hide and seek. When you find it, shoot it, and it will run off. Do this 3 times, and the fog will clear. If you have trouble finding it, sometimes zombies will start attacking it. So when you're done with that, head to the altar and there will be a Meuchler lockdown, kill it and pick up its head. When you have all 3 heads, pick up the monk's head and then place all 4 heads in the altar area on these hooks, and there will be a lockdown. You need to get enough kills in the blood pool to fill it up. When it's filled, grab the Pommel, as this will replace your jack-in-the-boxes, so for this lockdown, just throw your jack-in-the-boxes, just spam as many as you can in the middle and kill everything. Once you have that Pommel, you need to throw it at this radio by the mystery box, but do not interact with it, as this is how you enter the boss fight, so we're gonna get set up. This is probably one of the hardest boss fights in the franchise, especially solo, so you need to get everything you need. The main weapon of choice is the Delisle sniper rifle, Pack-a-Punched. You shoot it at the floor and it shoots headshots at random. So you can just run away from the boss and shoot the floor and you will be doing crazy damage, especially with frontline active. So you can get that from the mystery box, also get jack-in-the-boxes, and make sure you threw that Pommel at the radio before you get jack-in-the-boxes. You should have tens of thousands of points by this point, so just keep spinning. Trust me, it will absolutely be worth it. The 3 things to make this boss fight as easy as possible: the Delisle is the most essential, then jack-in-the-boxes, and then the ruby rolls is a better substitute for the 9mm. So if you get any of those things, hold on to them like gold. To maximize this weapon rotation, the Delisle shoots its funny shot every 5 seconds. So shoot the Delisle and then shoot to your other weapon if it's the 9mm or the ruby rolls. Spam that, and then when you hear the Delisle shot go off, switch back to it and fire it again. So basically, every 5 seconds, Delisle, shoot the other gun, then after 5 seconds, Delisle again. Repeat until dead. The actual boss fight is split into 4 phases. You will start out on the beach. Simply run in circles doing your weapon combos. If you lose armor, then use your specialist. Quick revive is also here, so this is your chance to go down multiple times. Not that you should. Simply run in a big circle around the beach, spamming your weapon combo. There are 3 Meistermeuchlers you have to worry about that come in one after another. The green one mainly blinds your vision. The red one has this big stun attack, I honestly don't know what it does. And the yellow one has huge ranged buzzsaws that can take away shield from across the map. If you have jack-in-the-boxes, be liberal with them as you get max ammos after every phase. When the bosses disappear, the fog will dissipate and that means you are done with the phase. Kill all the enemies until the fog reappears, and then you can go and make sure you have your special ability before you go onto that minecart. Ride the minecart to the next area, a Brenner will spawn in, so use your front line and kill it quickly, but shooting a Delisle right at it as it spawns in, then spam your secondary, that's a good combo. In the U-boat's pen, the floor can light on fire, so watch out for that. Run in circles around the main area, continuing your weapon rotation. This is probably the hardest room, so just focus and keep to your guns. When you're done with this room, you can grab a full meter at the top of the stairs. This area won't open until the phase is done. If you do see this area open, that is your indicator that the phase is over. There is also an armor station right here as well, so just top off on that. Then ride the minecart and hit that 3rd area. This 3rd area is pretty wide open, so head over to that Overlook area and train around the artillery cannon area. But don't beeline it, as there are 2 of the bosses can spawn right there, and they can eat your shields right by stamming up, and they can hit you in that bottleneck. So there's a shield spot over here in the artillery bunker, so just don't be afraid to grab some, top off on it, it doesn't really matter. Run around the room and continue your weapon rotations. The fog will clear, and when the fog comes back, go to that minecart to the final phase, as it's on the beach again, so just keep going. When the fog clears, that means one of the bosses is dead, so just keep using the Delisle and your other gun to finish that boss fight. Don't tunnel vision, just keep to your rotations. Slow and steady wins the race. Once you finish, a cutscene will play, and thank you so much for watching.